I'll never stop streaming during AEW. Never again. Never again. Or forever. I don't know. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Order 42. Look, I understand. I understand that AEW is going on right now, and I apologize. But here's the thing. I got to do my Ahsoka video. And Ahsoka comes out at 8 p.m. Central Time on Tuesdays. I got to do it. So that's just it's going to be that way for a while. We got another month. We got another month to go. So there you go. But welcome. And look, Ninjinzu, we got to give credit to Ninjinzu here. He was here first. All right? He was here first. But anyway, Ninjinzu's here, Ricky's here, Phil is here, Bucho is here, BC is here. Welcome, BC. It's good to see you. You're here for those Mexican sand alien mummies? Hey, we're going to talk about that stuff. And here, it's so funny because last week I was like, look, I'm just not going to turn into a UFO show or a UFO. I just can't. There's not enough content for me to whatever. A lot of things happened this week that I want to talk about. So there you go. In fact, there's one more thing that I got to pull up here because I just saw it and it's important for the conversation tonight. Not just that one. There's another one. Another one right here. Bam. Which you can't see what I'm doing, but trust me. We're going to talk about the UFO stuff. Okay? We are. But yeah, you were here for, oh, really? You were here first, Ricky? Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Ninjinzu was first. He was first in the chat. That's all I can see. He just tied before you. Well, there you go. The silly fake alien pictures. Oh, we're going to talk about it. U42. Look, it's unidentified things. Unidentified things. And look, it looks like the thing is all over the place. The thing. Oh man, did I get water? Is this? It's still cold. Good. I think I got that right after I came home. Yeah, I went and got my my car worked on today. Nothing serious, just it's expensive. But hey, it's running great. It's running great now. There's I was going to say there's nothing worse than, but that's hyperbole, and I don't do that anymore. Ever. I don't ever do that. But no, yeah, it's annoying, right? When you have your car worked on and really all you're doing is you're paying to get the car back to the way it was before the thing happened, right? That's just a bummer. And in this case, it was literally just an oil change and a brake flush. That's all it was. But it's done. It's done. UFO 42, alien in a bikini. It was so funny. I wish I'd saved it. Somebody on Reddit said, yo, we about to be banging aliens. And then the next comment was something like, I'm glad finally had the balls to say it or something like that. And I'm like, it just cracked me up because it's like, the first thing I didn't think about was banging aliens. I'm sorry. It's just not something I thought about, but there you go. Man, that's all over the place. I will say about the liquids. Liquid last week, it's already in the box of shame because it never got better. It just never got better. It was gross. Ted, what's going on? Good to see you. Familian? No Familian. No. This is a threat. It is a threat. Where is it? There it is. Got to do it. That angry, messed up bear will be angry. Same shit with those crap pictures. Where are the bodies now and let's test them equals no pictures, BS, and fake. Well, they had the bodies, but there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We just got here. We can't just jump right into UFO stuff, can we? Should we? I don't know. Preventative maintenance, no matter what type, is always great. I mean, it's kind of annoying though, right? Because you're literally just keep it where it is. I don't know. It sucks. I think about banging aliens every time I see Winstead and those Harapan. I mean, I'll say this. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Because she's an attractive lady. Just saying it. Rob's right, and let's not blow the load early. I mean, you know. But yeah, I will say that the last cereal one was kind of gross. And it was box of shame. Up tonight is Apple Jacks, which is another cereal one. Apple Jacks. It could be good, could be bad. You never know. The next one is, strawberry watermelon. And then the apple grape. That's what's up. So you guys are voting, and we'll just keep the vote going for a bit until I get tired of waiting. And then we'll do the thing. Like in here, this is still that strawberry dragon fruit whatever, and I've still got like this much left in the bottle, the big bottle. It's good. This one's good. Watermelon. That's right. Abby, dearest Abby, welcome. Hera has no business looking that dang good. I mean, she looks good. I'm just saying. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead is, yeah. I mean, hey, gotta be honest, right? Bujo loves it when I'm honest. So there you go. If the alien looks like Mila Jovovich, then I'm banging and marrying. Okay. And yeah, watermelon. Yes, not related to Post Malone. True, BC. True. I've seen a bunch of people saying it was proven fake years ago, but they had a doctor and a biologist up there talking with him, so who knows for now. There's yeah. Look, I'll have some things. I'll have some things that might look. I think the number one thing when it comes to the UFO stuff, UAP stuff, whatever you want to say, right? I mean, I think UFO is the term everybody knows, but UAP actually makes more sense, right? Unidentified anomalous phenomena, because they're flying, they're hovering, and they're going in the water. So instead of having a bunch of different terms, you have one term that means everything. We don't know, we can't identify it. It's definitely anomalous, and it's definitely a phenomena. That makes more sense to me. So, can we bring Melvor on as a special guest for the alien talk? I mean, if Melvor had a camera and all that kind of stuff to do that, sure. I mean, why not? Squiggles! What's going on? It was all under oath. True, but this is one of those weird situations where the guy that brought all of this information, number one, he was charging people to see these bodies, which is weird. But he's also been known to make up things. I'll just say that. So it's a thing. It's just a thing. Yeah, I mean, it's just a weird situation. It's a weird situation. But I do have to mention, again, this week This week is Retropalooza, y'all. Retropalooza is happening this weekend at the Arlington Expo Center. You know, we've gone through the guest list. We know who's coming. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And then also, a couple of cities away, we got Retro Expo on the same weekend. And I have connections to both of these, so it's kind of like I want to go to both, but I can't. I can only go to one. But this one is, I know Scott, our producer and Adventures in Game Chasing, is helping to run this. It's cool. It's cool. You got all the titles. You got Judith Haig. You got Francois Chow as Shredder. And then you got Michael Biehn. You got Jeanette Goldstein. Look, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And tomorrow I will be waking up at son of a bitch o'clock to go pick up Wraith from the airport. What about Corey Feldman? Yeah, Corey Feldman's not going to be there. Are those just the actors that were inside the suit? Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, son of a bitch o'clock, which means for me, it's really early, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to have fun tomorrow. We're going to hang out a little bit. And then I got to come home and finish all the stuff that I got to finish for the weekend because I got things planned. I got videos to make. I got shirts to finish. There you go. Wonder, wait. Enough said. Load of crap, wonder how much cash he makes. Who are you talking about? Phil, what are you talking about? Oh. Wait a minute. Man, I'm all behind. I mean, Squiggles came in. If Melvor wasn't buying corduroys, then he can have a camera and all that. Well, I mean, he's got camera and all that, but I don't know if he's set up to do a stream like this. I just don't know if he is. My biggest question is how much of this was planned with the government, or was it all just set up by the head guy doing the presentation? Yeah, there's a lot of questions about that. Because there's definitely some footage of UAPs, but then it turns into this show and tell with these bodies. It was weird. It's weird. The Shredder Call of Duty skin is so good. I never saw it. Oh, Phil, are you talking about the guy that brought the bodies? I don't know. Corey is a very unwell person. Yeah. He's definitely got some problems. But yeah, basically that's what the term that I came up with when we had to be, somewhere really, really early. And this happened, it actually started when when I was sick and we had to be up really, really early and drive to Dallas or whatever for some sort of thing. But yeah, it's stuck, and my wife and I say that all the time now. It's kind of funny. Son of a bitch clock. I was just bummed Jeremy Corbell wasn't running a live reaction stream. That would have been fun. That would have been interesting to see what he said about that stuff. It's literally impossible to lie under oath. It's like a magic spell. Yeah, it's a weird situation. It's a weird situation for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we want to do next. I kind of want to just go ahead and talk about some of the UFO stuff. Screw it. Let's do it. So here are some of the images from the hearing. Boonsta's here. What's going on? When do you think those aliens would be on Rogan chatting, doing a little toke? I mean, is anything like Paul, right? Why would they have Dallas Expo same weekend Jay picked? Sabotaged. I don't think so. I think it was just there's you know the way that you, at least the way that Jay was explaining it, the way that you pick your dates is what's available. So apparently for the venue that they wanted to be at, these were the dates that were available, and it just happened to fall on the same weekend, which is, I'll take one, screw it, let's do it. I don't have that shirt yet. I don't have that design yet. I mean, look, again, I'm open to ideas because here's the that I think this is what's kind of cool about it. It's not like I have to order, not order 42, but I don't have to order, you know, 42 shirts of the same size. I literally can go get the shirts and then put the design, and then I can have the designs made fairly quickly. So if we say, look, we like this design, but let's move on to something new, we can do that. And it's no big deal. You know, it's the only thing that we're limited by is the size of the print on the shirt. So 10 by 10 is our limit. Other than that, 10 inch by 10 inch, by the way. Just not like, I don't do that metric system crap here. This is America. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Calm down. Put the pitchforks down. But yeah, I don't think it was anything intentional. But that's the cool thing about these shirts. We can come up with a new design and within about a week, I can have shirts made. It's pretty cool. It's just, since I'm doing everything, that's going to be the issue. And I don't really have a way for anybody to order anything yet. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be making some shirts to have at Retropalooza. They're going to be very inexpensive, probably about $15 a piece. And that's it. You can come get one. If you don't want one, don't buy one. If you want one, cool. Now what I'll probably be charging the $15 plus shipping once we do the shipping, once I figure that out. The problem is I kind of went nuts and I did a bunch of different versions. So I don't know how we're going to do it yet. It might be what do you want? And I can tell you what I have. And then we can go from there kind of thing. So we might be doing it by email. So what's the design look like? The shirts are a charcoal. Well, this is just one. This is just one shirt that I did, and I wore it last week. So that's supposed to be red. It's basically the same red. It's kind of the same red that's in the logo right here, but it's kind of a paint thing. It looks like, unfortunately, it's making it look like orange, but I've got it in blue, and I've got it in green, and I've got it in purple and red, and it's just, yeah, there's a lot of different versions, and it's just because I wanted to see what it all looked like, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I have to sell this. Okay, so here's what the blue looks like. This is the full image. This is what the blue looks like with the sort of the 3D gradient order 42. And then what you saw earlier is the one where it's sort of like, it's the order 42 is just the same color as the shirt. So it looks like it's cut out of the, get what I'm saying? I feel like I'm explaining this very poorly, but yeah. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So Let's see. Don't forget, Jay wanted to still do October, but the center had other plans. Right, and that's probably why he did it that way. Billy, hey Rob, come work on our movie. Rob, screw it, let's do it. That's pretty much what happened. Let's say these Mexican aliens are real. Did this meet your expectations of what you thought your first official alien sighting / viewing would be? I mean, love it. Save one for me to grab at Retro. Abby, I was going to say, what you should do, Abby, do me a favor. In fact, anybody that's going to be at Retropalooza, I already know Wraith, I already know Ricky, and of course, Grindhead Jim wants one too. But Abby, email me, order42show@gmail, and let me know what color you want and what size you want. And there's one with just the logo. So just that logo right here. And that is in different colors. So you just tell me what you want, and I'll make sure that I make you one, and I'll have it for you. Put your name on it and all that kind of stuff, and you can just come get it. Sound good? Sounds good to me. But thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome. I would purchase one if they carry big fella sizes. Well, the biggest size that I was able to get, as far as shirts go, is 3X. So, does that work? I have medium to 3X is what I have right now. Just saying. So, Boonsta, there you go. Slade's movie, etc. A new trailer. For what? For what? That works? Again, anybody that wants a shirt and you're going to be at Retropalooza, email me, order42show@gmail, and just let me know what color you want. And I'll make sure I make you one. Put your name on it. I'll save it for you. How's that? And then I'm going to have some other ones available too. If, maybe you go, hey, I like that one better, then you can have that one, whatever. Whatever. I will say that some of the colors are spoken for, but I have extras. So just let me know. The PlayStation open world Wonder Woman game. I had not heard of that. Tomorrow. Oh, okay. Yeah. Tomorrow we've got the state of play and the direct tomorrow. So, I mean, cool. An open world Wonder Woman game. Didn't see that one coming. I have to say, didn't see that one coming. For some reason, I would have thought, I guess it doesn't matter. That could be a multi-platform, because all DC stuff pretty much goes multi-platform. It's only the Spider-Man games, which are Sony based, right? They're Sony properties, Sony movies. Those are PlayStation only. But then PC too now. But anyway, interesting. Tomorrow is solid. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But look, let's look at some of these images. Oh, wait, Ted, I saw there's an ex-CIA agent going around saying they're tracking an extrasolar object heading towards us that will be here in 2027, and that's why all this is coming out now, to get us ready for it. Interesting. Okay. I hadn't heard, I'd heard 2027, but I didn't hear what was going on. Interesting. But here's some of the images. Again, they sort of just put these out. And if you look, these are very small. You look at the size of those coffins, or whatever you want to say. They're not big. Those are like 2 feet tall. So, yeah, they're not big. I saw less than 2 feet. Okay. One of the things that I saw that said when the weed kicks in. Again, there were a lot of funny comments. A lot of funny comments. I posted a couple of them in Discord. What was where was that? Let's see. It's in the UFO thing. Mexico was like, "Yeah, that was a cute little hearing you Americans had. Here's some alien bodies in coffins." Another one said, "I'm Googling everything to find out more about this UAP hearing today in Mexico. Nothing's coming up. Search LUAP," was the next comment. It's just funny. There's some funny stuff, okay? You got to have a little bit of levity here. You got to have a little bit of, I mean, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Those are tiny. Very, very tiny. So again, I was sitting here looking at this stuff and reading as much as I could about it. I just didn't know. I didn't know. And that's 20 of 20. And this is another one where the one on the left was supposedly, allegedly, another one kind of curled up in the typical, what do you call it? The kind of, when the knee's up and holding onto the knee. Yeah, not sure. Not sure. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. But here's some more images. These are the MRI images, right? And so yeah, I'm just gonna go through these quick because yeah. And supposedly those are eggs on the inside. Very, very strange. Very strange. So yeah, and then here, okay, wait, hold on. There's more. I can't read Spanish, so I can't help you with some of the words here. And I don't know why there's X's through some of them. It's very strange. Very, 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 very strange. I mean, you can guess what that says. Humano, no humano. 18, 19, 20. And see, I haven't looked through these. I don't know. I guess these are, examples of. And there's the people here, all the people that were there, including Ryan Graves was there. Ryan Graves was the, Ryan Graves is the one on the left. This is my left. Your left is that way. That way. You got Graves, you got David Grush, you got Commander David Fravor. Those were the guys that did the hearing a few weeks ago. I guess a couple of months ago now. But Ryan Graves was there. Let's see. Same images. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, there's all that. Email sent. Got to whip up dinner, so I'll be lurking for the rest of the show. Have an awesome night. Dearest Abby. Thank you. And yes, I will be checking that email with excitement, delight, and a tinge of regret. But still, I don't know what I'm saying. I basically thank you. I don't know what the regret. It's just funny when you say a bunch of things and then you have like something that makes you go, "Oh." I just think that's funny. Anyway, sorry. They have noses. All the encounters people have had, they said they have no noses. Looks like homemade soap. When Billy woke up Dodongo after a bender. They look worse close up. Yeah. There was a much bigger one. Yeah, and that's the one that the fetal position. Yeah, there you go. These look like 1960s sideshow gaffs. Gaffs? Ate some rocks thinking it was tasty. They had metal in their bodies, I think was said. Yeah, that was one of the things that was kind of interesting, is that there was a very expensive metal in these. Those aren't eggs, those are some Flintstones vitamins. Should be kicking in now any second. Grush was name dropped a few times. X-Files was right, they got the look spot on. Imagine that. Maybe they're like chickens and eat rocks to help digest food. Well, I will say what I found, because I went on a sort of a I got into it, as I get sort of locked in, and I just get ultra focused, and I was reading a bunch of different things, different people's takes on things, trying to figure out what's going on, reading articles, all that kind of stuff. And I found this, apparently these bodies have been around since like 2017. And back in a couple of years ago, there was a Russian YouTuber who basically did a breakdown on what was being, and this is in the Discord too, but basically breaking down what was being mentioned as being, here's what we know about this, and then here's what we found. And basically breaking things down where it was like, okay, there's, it looks like they were assembled using human remains, and that they had a mixture of different bones just to make sort of the skeleton. And some of them were upside down, and some of them were, foot bones, and some of them were, you know what I mean? So it was kind of one of those things where it kind of made me go, okay, I see a bunch of people in the chat or in Reddit saying that this guy's kind of a known charlatan, a known fraud. He's been called out on these fraudulent claims before, and that it was sort of like, yes, this was all being presented to the Mexican government, but it wasn't like the Mexican government knew what was coming. And in fact, Ryan Graves didn't know what was coming, because earlier today, this afternoon, he posted this. Ryan Graves, again, remember, he's the one on the left. He has been, his take on all this is, yeah, he's interested in all that, and of course, we'll deal with the ramifications of what these things are as it comes along. At this juncture, the most important thing from his perspective is that the pilots, that means commercial pilots, civilian pilots, and military pilots, all have a way to discuss these things and to figure out what's going on for the safety of air travel, basically. So that's why he decided that he would go to this, I guess he would represent at this hearing. This is what he said today. After the U.S. congressional UFO hearing, I accepted an invitation to testify before the Mexican Congress, hoping to keep up the momentum of government interest in pilot experiences with UAP. Unfortunately, yesterday's demonstration was a huge step backwards for this issue. My testimony centered on sharing my experience and the UAP reports I hear from commercial and military aircrew through ASA's Witness program. I will continue to raise awareness of UAP as an urgent matter of aerospace safety, national security, and science, but I am deeply disappointed by this unsubstantiated stunt. So from Ryan Graves himself, he's basically saying this was a step backwards for the issue. And I mean, I guess that's part of the problem, right? Is that you're going to get more noise. You're going to get more actual information, but you're also going to get a lot of noise too. because especially as the interest in the UAP phenomena, or I guess that's like saying tuna fish, isn't it? That's like saying fish, tuna fish. Why do people say that? I said it for my whole life and never thought about it. But it doesn't make sense to do that because a tuna is a fish, and then you put fish at the end of it. I'm gonna have some tuna fish. Okay, so UAP phenomena is a misnomer, basically. Anyway, you're gonna get more noise, and you're gonna get more people that are coming out of the woodwork to try to make a buck or whatever. I don't know. I mean, all I can say is from what I've seen, this appears to be not real. These bodies appear to be made with like paper mache and weird stuff. I will show you this. I thought this was interesting if I can find it real fast. I saw this earlier. Made my own Peru alien mummy. Began working on it in 2018 after the news about the mummies came out and finished 3 days ago. What do you think? Should I send it to the Mexican government so they can add it to their collection? It looks very similar. So, look, it's one of those things. It's hard to know what to believe. There's so much going on that it's hard to it's hard to know what to believe, you know? And all we can do, I think, as the public, is we can just remain skeptical about what we're looking at, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with just believing it either. But from my perspective, I'm a skeptic at heart, and I'm always going to look at something with a critical eye and go, yeah, that looks believable. No, that's not. And the more I've read about this, the more I'm like, this is noise, is what this feels like. And again, I can see Ryan Graves, his point of view. From a guy who's like, he's experienced this stuff and wants to bring the power of the government behind this to try to make it a thing that basically promotes safety. This is, for him, a step backward. And for me, I see this and I go, yeah, what happens when somebody sees Ryan Graves at that conference showing these mummies that, I mean, the jury's still out. They could be real, but from what I've seen, they appear to be fake. If that's the case, then how many people will look at Ryan Graves and paint him with the same brush and go, well, yeah, that guy's full of crap too. And that the more noise there is, it actually does damage to the whole idea of, you know, trying to get to the bottom of this thing. You know what I mean? So, oh, and by the way, the fetal one, the one that's in the fetal position, which we saw, where is that one? Was that here? You hear me clicking? It wasn't that one. Oh yeah, this one. There are, they basically tore the thumb and the pinkies off and then extended the cranial cavity, and there's actually brush marks, like you can see where, look, again, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to be mean about it or anything like that. I just feel like this is one of those situations where we have to look at it with a critical eye, and again, it's not passing my own personal scrutiny. But there you go. Yeah. Let's see. Calculated trip to Retropalooza may have been a little too late because damn, over 1,000 for everything. Yeah, I mean, well, trust me, I've been looking at some trips too, and yeah, it's not cheap. From what I've seen, Musan is considered a crank even among the UFO true believer community. As with any community, there are splits. A lot of believers consider Greer and his witnesses to be cranks too. Yes, and the thing is, and here this is the difficult part. It's kind of like when somebody, and this is something that I've been thinking about my whole life. Somebody does me wrong. I tend to just, okay, bye. But what's weird is it doesn't mean that everything they do is bad. It just means that one thing was bad, you know? And with Greer, I feel like there's probably some truth in there. But there's all this other stuff. Like I said it before, I feel like all the mind control or mind stuff that he's talking about, the time travel and all that, dude, just, hey, time. Can we just focus on the first thing? And then we can move on to the other stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all interesting and it's fun to talk about or whatever, or think about, but please, let's focus in on this, you know? That's how I feel about it. He will make a bunch of money after all this publicity. I mean, yeah. Excuse me. You got the whole Rockefeller thing in the UFO community where some think that you're connected to that money. Then, if you're connected to that money, then you're giving misinformation. Absolutely. And that's the thing. And yeah, Dr. Greer definitely has been making some money on this. But that doesn't mean that everything he does is trash. And that's the thing that it's hard for, especially our society today, you know? Like how many people, you know, something comes out about an actor or a director, whether it's real or not, something comes out and people just jump on top. And they're just like, yeah, screw that guy. You know? What was the I mean, and some well deserved, but some of them are also like, wait a minute. The Nerdist guy. I can't remember his name. But it turned out that, yeah, apparently that woman was just angry. And a bunch of people were like, yeah, I always knew he was a piece of shit, you know, or whatever. Chris, he I can't remember his name. But basically, he's out of the spotlight now. He's not doing anything anymore. And it's because no matter where he goes, he's always going to have somebody that's going to think he's, you know, a rapist or whatever they were saying about him. And it's the problem is we tend, as a society, we tend to see black and white with everything, on or off. And the thing is, life is not digital, right? It's not 1 or 0. It's not on or off. There's some gray area. So just because Dr. Greer might be a quack on 75% of that stuff, there may be 25% of that stuff that's real. And just like in this situation, this hearing seems to be a lot of stuff that isn't substantiated and that may have done damage to the cause. But that doesn't mean that all the information there was not for the cause. There was actually footage of the UAP stuff that I thought was really, really interesting. Where is that? This is just a screen grab from this. It literally looked like something on fire. It was really neat looking, and like that doesn't look fake, but it also, I don't have any way to know if that's real or not. There's so much of that. There's so many of these videos that I've watched over the last, well, my whole life, right? Because I've been into UFOs my whole life, but really dug into it deep the last couple of months. There's stuff that I've seen that I go, I don't know what that is and I can't explain it. But I also know that as a skeptic, I have to look at it in a way that says, okay, I don't know everything and that could be fake. You know what I mean? But let's see. They did a good job of making any believer look stupid, which may have been their point. Absolutely. This misinformation campaign has been going since basically 1947, right? Right after Roswell, when they got that material back to Carswell Air Force Base in Fort Worth, Texas, which is like 45 minutes away from here. yeah, somebody made the decision. No, no, it was a weather balloon. And I mean, how many people saw this stuff and then the government comes out and either makes fun of it or says it's something else, and the people are left going, but I saw it. I know what I saw, and I'm not it. Look, everybody has the potential of being a moron, right? Just like, I don't know how many times I've done idiotic things my entire life, but that doesn't mean that everything I've done is idiotic. And in this situation, a lot of these situations, there are people that saw these things with their own eyes. They know what they saw. They believe it wholeheartedly. They know what they saw. And yet they get made to look like this, like idiots. And that's why, like, if this is not real, this whole Mexico convention thing or hearing, if it's not real, then whoever that guy is, he did extreme damage to this whole cause. You know, if you believe in this stuff or you think that it could be likely, he's done extreme damage, and it's actually irritating. The more I read last night, the more irritated I got, because I can see for what it is. It's misinformation. That's what I believe. Looks like me when I haven't had a pizza in 4 days. In Graves' chat with Dietrich, it felt like even he was a little bummed. He and Fravor were packaged together with Grush, so not surprised he's even more openly bummed to be lumped in with Masson. Right. And the thing is, there have been many people who've come forward and said, hey, David Grush is who he says he is, and I can vouch that he's telling the truth. That doesn't mean that their goals are the same. Just like some of the senators that were in that hearing, their goals were completely different. It wasn't like, oh, let's try to get all of this stuff opened and to the public. You're talking about misappropriated funds of our government that we should know about. We got to get to the bottom of that. And then there are people that are like, air traffic control, air traffic safety is extremely important. We got to get to the bottom of that. And then you've got people that are like, I want everything disclosed now. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can come at this issue. And just because, you know, Graves and Fravor were sort of like, we don't necessarily want to be lumped in with Grush, doesn't mean that there is a common goal here, you know? So it's interesting. If they're a fake, are they recent fakes? Are fakes from 1,000 years ago? But that's the thing. Just because they say that it's 1,000 years old doesn't mean that it's 1,000 years old. I mean, how many people have actually done carbon dating on it? Where is that information? And you can't just, the owners of these things, are they going to allow other scientists to look at it and come to their conclusions? That's part of the scientific method, like peer review, you know? And that's the thing. Science is like that. It doesn't matter what you say. It's only what can be proven by multiple people. And for me, I look at that and go, yeah. You also got Greer saying Elizondo and co are a psyop. Right. I'm not entirely convinced that what we were seeing yesterday was an attempt at intentional misinformation. Especially since I mean, apparently this stuff has been, or these things have been around for a few years now and have already been sort of debunked. The guy himself, Masson or whatever, has been debunked. I don't know. But all we can do is, as like I said, the best method is to look at this stuff and don't get too excited. It's like that poster, the I Want to Believe poster with the UFO, right? Don't let your enthusiasm for the subject cloud your mind and believe everything at face value. David Grush, who in my opinion, I look at him and see a person that is telling the truth according to him. I don't know for sure. I could be proven wrong. And in science, science doesn't care about feelings. So I could be wrong. And guess what? As somebody who believes in science, I will go, okay, I was wrong. I'm not going to sit here and stamp my foot and go, no, that can't be. No. It could be proven wrong. And I think that's the thing. We have to keep an open mind, but we also have to have those skeptical glasses on. Maybe I should sell those. Order 42 skeptical glasses. You know, just because you want something to be true, you want to believe it's true, doesn't mean it is true. So I feel like I've been ranting at you for anyway. Greer says all aliens are good. I'm not so sure about that. True. There's no way that there's one person on this planet that's been talking to people. This is just my opinion. From everything I've seen, it makes sense to me that it's an underground sort of situation, especially after listening to that Eisenhower speech where he's talking about basically beware of shadow governments because they exist and I've lost control, and he's very upset. Beware of shadow governments. I believe that's more likely than this guy coming out and saying that all this, you know what I mean? But I mean, who knows? We don't know. We need more information. There's always been so much dang noise, and it's only getting harder to discern whether there's any actual signal in it. Exactly. Which is why I feel like, okay, let's just say this. A lot of people have said, Dr. Greer, many people, not just Dr. Greer, many people have said there's a time limit to this stuff. And the ball has been rolling. James Fox has said it. Corbell has said it. George Knapp has said it. The ball has been rolling. And we're at a point now where there's going to be things that are going to come out. Now, is it going to be the sort of thing that everybody can look at and agree on? Or is it going to take something, a shared experience, live on the internet or whatever? Something's got to happen so that everybody can go, okay, I can't refute that. You know? Maybe a UAP over the freaking Super Bowl or something. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to take at this point. At least that's how I feel about it. Unless the government comes out with a bunch of information and a bunch of footage that's just like completely irrefutable. But I look at this, I mean, for me personally, I look at the stuff that's on that Arrow site. I look at that and I go, there's something going on. It's just how deep does it go? And Grush is the way he's talking, it makes me believe that he's seen some of the information that's basically like, we're at that point where there could be some interesting stuff coming out. But who knows? I could be wrong. It's like the CIA guy story you mentioned, an object coming to Earth, science fiction. Let's focus on these objects pilots have seen. Well, I mean, true, but again, just because this guy, and again, I could be completely wrong about this. My BS detector looks at that and goes, okay, with all of this information that I've gotten so far, that stuff yesterday looks fake to me. But that doesn't mean I don't believe Ryan Graves. It doesn't mean I don't. I mean, I'm actually convinced that Grush is telling the truth, but I could be wrong about that too. Melon and all those guys. Carbonite, welcome. Is that your first? Welcome. I didn't see you come in here, but welcome. My biggest gripe is that if we have free energy and they've kept it a secret because of money, that will really piss me off. Well, it's money, control, power. It's all that. If they're making cash off of it. Yeah, but there's going to be a point where there's no going back, you know? And to me, it makes perfect sense that that is the main reason. I mean, they can say all day long, oh, I don't think people will be able to take it. It'll rock their world if they knew that we weren't alone in the universe. I don't think that's as big a deal as, okay, you're telling me that gas is gone, oil is gone, electricity is gone, and all we got to do is have this little unit that plugs in and it powers our house forever? Is that what you're telling me? That's the sort of thing that kind of wrecks a lot of different industries. You know? I mean, the oil industry in itself, gas, oil, that's a big deal. You're telling me nuclear reactors, you're telling me your electric company doesn't like that, however much money you send them a month times however many people ever many customers they have. You're telling me those people don't have a stake in this? There's a lot at stake, a lot of money at stake. I'll just say it. Solar wind, the wind farms and the solar companies, there's a lot of companies that will either have to go out of business or completely pivot to another device, another thing, another service, because they won't be able to compete. It's crazy. It will shake up the entire world. Not only that, but I look at the idea of, you take these villages that, these people are starving, and you give them free energy. And in a matter of years, hopefully not decades, but in a matter of years, they've been down here technologically. All of a sudden they're up here and they're getting caught up. How many geniuses have starved to death because of this? How many people have died because of this? But when it comes down to it, the people in power, they don't care about that. They care about profit. So, interesting. It's an interesting thing. I mean, you've seen how most of the world is treating this, that a consortium of doctors, the most famous consortium of doctors in the world, have said this is 95% safer than smoking. And yet 480,000 people a year in the United States die from smoking related illnesses every year. It's crazy. Around, I think it's like 53 people an hour. That's crazy. That is insane. But at the same time, it's like, all those people survive. I don't know. It's a big issue. And this is, to me, especially the free energy thing, it affects so much that I can totally see that being kept secret just because of that. Because of all those oil companies, because of all those gas companies, electric companies, anything that has to do with energy. And think about how many battery issues. The battery companies will go out of business. So there's a lot of money at stake here. And it's interesting. And I never really had thought about it before, but when I'd heard about this idea of the free energy and all that stuff, I started really thinking about that, and it kept me up at night, which is, by the way, I'm still having trouble sleeping. Last week was better. This week, not so great. I think I got like 5 hours of sleep last night. Hopefully I can get some sleep tonight, because I'm picking up Wraith at son of a bitch o'clock. Anyway, in the morning, because he's going to be here for Retropalooza. It's kept me up at night just thinking about where things are going. And I find that incredibly interesting. And sort of interpolating what's next, and seeing, okay, if this happens, how does that affect this? And then how does that affect the rest of society? What would people say? Religious groups. There's so much at stake here. So It's not just that images and videos, this is from Bucho, by the way. It's not just that images and videos can be faked, it's that even folks with high qualifications and the best intentions can misinterpret things they see with their own eyes or their instruments. You got massively competent folks like Scott Kelly reminding us that even extremely experienced, highly trained pilots can be fooled by things they don't expect to encounter. Even astronauts. There's been a lot of astronauts that have come out and said stuff like this too. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. But when you hear testimony from multiple witnesses of these things, and then you back that up with aerial footage from their radar and all that kind of stuff, you pair all that together and it sort of forms a picture of something's messed up. Something's going on. But you're absolutely right. And that's why this stuff has to be vetted. That's why Ryan Graves, his whole mission is to clean this up to where we can get to the bottom of it. How's it going, X-Wing? I just saw you there. Sorry. We were talking aliens. As we like to do over here. Sometimes. And it just so happens we have stuff to talk about. Laura Eisenhower. Eisenhower's granddaughter says he met with aliens and made a pact with them for alien technology in exchange for human beings. And there's been some testimony from some people about that. The Sean Ryan show. Interesting stuff. Again, it's gotten to that point where the more I watch, the more I'm like, okay, can we just I'm tired of hearing people say things. I'm really at that point where I'm like, now I want to see some stuff. Okay? We can have discussions all day long and that's fine. But don't expect me to believe it until I can see this stuff. So yeah. I mean Bucho's on fire right now. That's why this is one of the most interesting angles on all of this is the psychology of perception, of the way we're actually wired to be fooled, of the way memory works. Like how cops want to interview witnesses before they ever speak to each other. Yes. Memories are not sensory recordings. They're stories our brain retells every time they're recollected. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know how many times there's certain stories that I've told many, many times. And I have changed my telling of the story to maximize impact. And I think any good storyteller will do that. Not that I'm a good storyteller, but you know what I'm saying? Any good storyteller will do that. Comedians, any good storyteller will craft that story to where it has the most impact. And it's, if it's a funny story, you want to hit it where, there's that bam. And you know what I mean? That's some of these stories are like that. And who knows how many of these stories are crafted? Don't know. But you're absolutely right. And that is exactly the kind of thing. That's the kind of thinking I'm up for right there. Yeah, I kind of feel like I've gone down a rabbit hole. And now I'm pulling myself out and I'm going, okay, I saw a bunch of stuff down in this hole. Which didn't mean it to sound dirty, but it sounds dirty. You get what I'm saying though. It's like I've seen a bunch of stuff down this rabbit hole and again, still dirty. And I just want to know what's real and what's not. And the thing is, like I said before, I don't want to believe. I want to know. And that's the difference between my view of UFOs versus a lot of people. Some people just want to believe. And some people, it gives them that thing, and they just love that. They love and then there's a lot of people that love to be contrarian, and say, oh, that sucks, or that's not real, that's stupid, whatever. And then there are people that just want to be a part of something. And then there are people that just want to make some money, and they're grifters, they're charlatans. You have to look at all of these people the same way. You have to look at Ryan Graves with the same amount of I was going to say incredulity, but you have to treat everybody the same and look at them and judge them equally and with the skeptic's eye. Because anybody can be fooled. You're right. Alejandro. Sup, Rob? Did you already bring up the mummified alien bodies that were displayed in Mexico Congress? They were found in Peru. Yes, we did. We just talked about it. And I'll just say, Alejandro, it appears that they are most likely, there's still room to be proven wrong, but they're most likely faked. Apparently these bodies have been around since 2017, and that many people have gone on record to disprove these, saying that the bones are made up of different human remains and animal parts. That the cranium of a, and again, this video that I saw kind of explains this. It's if you saw off the front of the cranium of a llama, it matches exactly to this head of this alien thing, mummy thing. And then on top of that, a lot of people saying that the guy that was heading up this information has been fraudulent, all that. We had Ryan Graves earlier today, who was there, say, unfortunately, yesterday's demonstration was a huge step backwards for this issue. I am deeply disappointed by this unsubstantiated stunt. So it appears that, and again, that doesn't mean that everything at that hearing was fake or that wasn't true. It just means that some of it might have been, apparently. Going back to what you were saying about the total picture of something, like my all-time favorite UFO story, the Nimitz Tic Tac, there are even inconsistencies in that one. I've heard Fravor's story a dozen times, plus Dietrich's, plus Kevin Day, Gary Voorhees, etc. And there are definitely things which don't line up as well as I want them to. Like the radar op saying the tracks were always at 25,000-ish feet, and that Fravor encountered the Tic Tac at altitude, but Fravor says he didn't see it till he looked down at the surface disturbance. But they're also saying that if these things, and again, we're getting into conjecture here, if these things are truly interdimensional, as a lot of people believe that they may be, that they would have the appearance of skipping or incredible speed, when in reality they're moving in a dimension that we don't understand and we can't comprehend. So again, we got a lot to, we got a long way to go. Basically. I've heard the ufologist has been debunked before various times. Yeah. And that's, I think to me, that's the number one thing that made me go, oh, well, crap. Okay. And then seeing those things and going, number one, why are they so small? Number two, how have they been preserved? Number three, why do you have them? Number four, why are the bones, parts of humans? And I don't know. There's a lot. And apparently I didn't watch much of the hearing. Okay. I was getting sort of like people's reactions to it as people were translating it and all that. And apparently there was just a ton of information shared, which a lot of people took as, well, it's got to be real. There's no way that you would just sit there and come up with all this stuff. Well, depends on how much money this guy intends to make from this. I don't know. But when people that are more, I wouldn't say smarter than me necessarily, but are more aware of what's going on than I have to take their word for it. And when they say, yeah, sorry, like there's been people that have been like, I'm really upset that I have to tell you this, but this is what I found. And it's like, okay. You know what I mean? It's one thing for somebody to go, ha, it's fake, you're an idiot, you know? But it's another for somebody to go, damn it, I really wanted this to be true, and this is what I found. You know? And my thing is, and when it comes to something like this, especially, I'm not here to tell you what to think. You think, you believe what you want. I'm here to talk about the situation, try to see it objectively, and if I can throw a couple of nuggets here that make you go, okay, that's a good way to look at that, then that's a good thing. You know, to me, the skeptic, you have to be willing to have an open mind, but you also have to have that skeptic lens to look through. Put on your skeptic glasses and say, not today, charlatan. I don't know. I've heard it happen more than once. This is just one encounter during that time. Oh, right. Ted, yeah. None of which to say is the story I want to believe, that they chased an incredible alien craft wasn't true, but I also have to admit that that's not the most likely explanation. I've learned over time education isn't everything. Oh, you're absolutely right. Absolutely. But I mean, in a lot of ways, if somebody's, for example, if somebody who is, their job is to look at CAT scans, and they look at this and they go, I recognize those bones. Those are human remains. That kind of makes me go, okay, well then, or when somebody says, yeah, look at, this is a phalange, and here it is in this alien mummy, but it's turned around upside down. It makes me go, okay, somebody just took a bunch of bones and apparently that's the other thing. There's supposedly 3 different bodies, and each one is different. In one hand, there's like random bones in there, like that don't connect to anything. And then in the second one, it's a little more uniform. And the third one, they put and again, this is just from what I saw in the video. Could be wrong. I'm just saying. This guy said the hand looked a lot like the second one, except there was a vertebrae on top of it. Maybe to keep it stable? I don't know. I don't know. But again, it's not, and again, education, absolutely right. Education can give you blinders. But again, I think it's I never wanted to be taught what to think. I wanted to be taught how to think. That's what my philosophy teacher said, when I went to my little community college, and he said that, and it made me go, oh my God, how many teachers just want to tell you what to think instead of teaching you how to arrive to the same conclusion yourself. That's more difficult to teach somebody how to do that. But that's the way you learn, is how to do these things. Not just what to do, but how to do it. So it's an important thing. That's an important thing. I can't discount the fact the radar tracks were at 25,000 feet, but what Flavor saw, I said Flavor. I'm sure how many people have done that. Fravor saw seemed to be way down at 50 feet, suggest the two things were not the same. Was the vertebrae the part where the scientist said it was a ring the alien was wearing? Excuse me, not in the video that I saw. It was literally, they were doing x-rays. And they were looking at the x-rays and looking at the bone placement. And they were like, yeah, that's a vertebrae. And considering the places where these things were supposedly found, allegedly found, wherever, whatever. And then the lady that's in the fetal position. The lady, the entity that's in the fetal position, I don't know what to call these things. The mummy, whatever, that has 3 fingers. That what happens is if you have, like, for example, if I tore my pinky off, the ligament slash tendon, whichever it is, would retract because it's like a rubber band. But after a certain point, they become hard. They become almost like, and they're stuck in that position. What happened is, in this figure, the finger was torn off, but you can see the remains of the ligament or tendon still sticking out. You know what I mean? So that's one of those interesting things where I was kind of like, okay, that makes sense to me. It could be completely wrong, but it makes sense to me. The Princeton was tracking groups of 3 to 7 over multiple days and always just cruising around that altitude, about the wind speed of that altitude. Kevin Day says that the day Fravor and Dietrich went looking for the source of, why can't you just get out of here, Hart? Why can't I move that? Kevin Day says, until the day Fravor and Dietrich were looking for the source of the radar tracks, there had been no physics-defying movement from the tracks. Yeah. It's an interesting thing. It definitely is. But I do want to mention that there is a video that I posted in Discord. It is a video of David Grush doing his first interview after the hearing. And it's with it's on a channel called Jesse Michaels. And Michaels? Anyway, it is a more laid back interview. They're doing a lot of walking, and it's more than just an interview. It's literally a documentary about the whole subject. And it says, I think the thumbnail says, it says like, David Grush tells me everything. It's one of those things where you're just like, okay, I get that you're trying to get as many people to watch it as possible, maximizes your views, maximizes how many people see it, but that's not what happened. He basically retold a lot of the things that he said in the hearing, just in a different way that may be more clear to most people. The other thing is, what I was really taken with is his attitude about it. Was he seems like a normal guy, and it was interesting to see that. But then when he talks about these things, you can see the seriousness. It's not like when someone's trying to make something up. You can see them working things out in their head. This wasn't that. And it was interesting to see it from that point of view. I'm looking at body language and things like that. I'm not a body language expert, and I don't know. He could still be. The whole thing could be fake. All I'm trying to say is, from what I saw, I really enjoyed watching it because it gave me another view of this person that is very, very interesting in this whole situation. I enjoyed the video. I didn't learn a whole lot other than he doesn't like Neil deGrasse Tyson, which, I mean, join the club. He is seriously, I thought for a long time that, okay, he's the heir apparent. He is the next he's our generation's Carl Sagan. That's not the case. The guy is so arrogant, and he's so interested in trying to get you to realize how smart he is. Like, I want to show you how much smarter I am than you, that he's lost all credibility in my mind. And again, it's dangerous to just completely shut someone off. But I mean, about this, he was even saying, you're right. Buccio even said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, which is what Carl Sagan said. But he references that in response to the situation. And David Grush is like, dude, where's your sense of like curiosity? As a scientist, you should be curious about this. You shouldn't just be completely shutting this down. You should be looking into it. And I think that's one of those things that I thought was really interesting to hear him say, because he's like, I'll talk with him. I'll debate him on this subject. I would love to see. And the problem is there's so much that he can't say because of his clearance, and because he'll go to jail if he says it. I just wonder how much of that video they had to edit out because of some of the things he said. And there are things in that video that, like, Stephen Greer, Dr. Greer, they go, okay, you're going into this. You're okay. I get that you're interested in all of these things and you think they may all be connected, but let's focus. That video should have been an hour, and it should have been about the phenomena. All of that stuff was great. But when you start getting into time travel and JFK being possibly assassinated because of this that hasn't been substantiated, take all that crap out of there. Get it out of here. Focus. You want people to watch this, right? I don't know a whole lot of people, other than people who are extremely interested in the subject, that are just going to sit down and watch a 2-hour video. So how about you focus this in, and let's give the information that's the most interesting and the most impactful. We've been telling this story for a long time. Let's get to that stuff. So that's my thoughts on that video as well. Are they hailing someone? I mean, that's possible too. We're talking about by the way, just in case you can't see chat, they're talking about the Tic Tac incident, the Nimitz Tic Tac, with Fravor, Dietrich, those pilots. Weren't they dropping from like 60,000 feet down to ground level at untraceable speeds or something? The way Fravor tells it, Buccio says, which I prefer because it's cooler, the Princeton had been tracking these things dropping in from space to just above the water, but Kevin Day, who was in charge of the Princeton's radar room, says they weren't. Tyson is just a mouthpiece. I mean, maybe, but I feel like his ego has gotten in the way of his message. If he even has a message anymore. You know, he's seems that he's more interested in his fame and his ego than he is at the truth anymore. Carl Sagan never acted like that. You watch any interview with Carl Sagan, you watch his documentaries, you watch everything. He's exactly the same. And he's got a passion for science, and he's got a passion for extending his own knowledge to others. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to watch some of his videos. Watch him on the Johnny Carson show. Watch Cosmos if you can. If you can find it. I think some of it is on YouTube. I'm telling you, it is. If that's how you like your science. To me, I like my science where, okay, I'm going to have to pause that and think about it for a week. Because holy crap, that just... There's so many of those throughout that whole show. It's great stuff. That's why I watch it. I try to watch it once a year, if not more. I love it so much. Because it gets me thinking. And it gets me really, like, thinking big. That dude was the freaking man. You know? I love Carl Sagan. And unfortunately, Tyson he just doesn't have that. I too want the UFOs to come down from the planet Vulcan and melt Tyson's brain, for sure. What movie is that from? Anyway, this is also why I appreciate Mick West, a dude who humbly tries to make sense of the UFO UAP noise, even while wanting Neil deGrasse Tyson, not Mike Tyson, Wraith, not Tyson Fury, no, and not Tyson Chicken, none of that. A dude who humbly tries to make sense of the UFO UAP noise, even while wanting the actual explanation to be that aliens are visiting us. Because if you want to know the truth, then you want the signal sorted from the noise. Exactly. Another one that I think is probably the closest we'll probably ever get to I guess to a Carl Sagan is Brian Cox. This guy, I like this guy. He's a little, the only thing that's weird about him is that he smiles a lot when he talks, and it's almost like he seems to have a little bit of an ego on him too, but at least he still comes at it with the idea, or it seems like his intention is to kind of ignite your imagination. Bucho, I'll tell you what. I do like Brian Cox. Not Brian's. No, I like Brian Cox. Brian Cox. That guy. I like him. Oh, you guys. Okay, you know what? With that, I think well first, let's bring this up. The full report by the Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena UAP Independent Study Team will publish tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So that's happening tomorrow as well, along with the Nintendo Direct, along with the State of Play, along with Wraith coming into town. We've got NASA dropping their independent study, their full report. I love it. Bring it. Now it's time to check out which liquid won. Oh, crap. We are tied. Apple Jacks and Apple Grape are tied 38%. And in last place, the Straub Watermelon. So which one is it going to be, guys? Somebody's got to vote. Who hasn't voted? Somebody vote and break this friggin' tie. Don't make me do it. 'Cause I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll pick Strawberry Watermelon. Let me go to my other account then. So it's okay. It looks like it's going to be one of those two, right? One of those two. Let's see. Let's see who's going to break the tie. If you trust NASA, I mean, that's another one, right? That's another thing. That could be a thing. To be honest, I like him too. Yeah, Bucho, he's great. Okay. Apple Grape wins. I'm ending the poll. I think. Did that end? Because it's time. Okay, why didn't it, did it end for you guys? Okay, there he goes. There it goes. Thank you, Ricky, for breaking that tie. I mean, even though technically that really wasn't right. But anyway, 41% for Apple Grape. Apple Grape. We got the results. Yay! Okay, so here's the deal. And then there were two. So guess what? Another poll is about to come on. Which one now? Okay. We've got Pool Jacks. We've got Straub Watermelon. And we've got Strawberry Banana Apple. So these are now up for grabs. That's strawberry. Yeah. So what is it? Strawberry. What is it? Strawberry Banana Apple. Banapple. Straw Banapple. Start the poll. All right. So there you go. And again, this is all because last week, the one you guys picked was so freaking bad that it's got to go in the box of shame. It's already there. It was bad. It wasn't your fault. I bought it. You know, you guys just picked it. But yeah, it was bad. And again, look at that beautiful wick job. Look at that. It's like snow. The cotton is like snow. It's so pretty. It's so nice. Look at that. So, Fuji Apple Grape. Oh, crap. All right. Off the Nuck. Oh, holy crap. Fuji apple grape. It smells like a. Wow. This is going to be strong, dude. It smells like somebody opened up, and again, I'm just smelling it. Somebody opened up juice, Welch's grape juice, and like treetop apple juice, put them together like this, and then you just put your face right there. That's what that smells like. It's so freaking strong. Retropalooza is right around the corner. I'll be in town on Friday. Retro Wolf. I know. I know you're coming. I'm so excited, dude. I'm picking up Wraith. I'm picking up Wraith from the freaking airport in the morning at son of a bitch o'clock. That's right. That means it's freaking early. But man, I'm excited, dude. And you're an actual guest and everything. Are you going to have a panel? Are you going to have a panel? Oh, I guess I should show you what I'm doing. Okay. All I'm doing is just putting liquid on the cotton. You got it. You got to get the liquid on the cotton. And it gets it all nice and juiced up. Boy, juiced up. Okay, turn on. Come on. There we go. So then you put that liquid on top. Put that liquid on top, right? Hit that button. Vapors. Holy crap, man. This is an intense flavor. Like, it is super freaking strong. I'll be there all day, both days, though pretty much filming the entire time. I'm filming 6 videos. I am not doing that. I am totally... Okay, why is this not... Something is not right. Is the glass not down all the way? Is this down all the way? Wait, did I nuck? I didn't nuck. Wow. It's very intense. Dude, why is this doing this? It's like it's not catching. Okay, what is going on here? Let me make sure that... Because if the glass is crooked on there, that can cause it to not thread down correctly. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So then, here's the thing. That face is strong. It's very, very strong. But that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It just means that it's very intense off the knuckle. And it was almost bitter. That bitterness can go away. It might go away when it's vaporized. And it might have to... This might be one of those bottles where I have to... you have to air it out. Because there, if you make liquids with alcohols, that alcohol flavor will still be there, and it can make it harsh and strong. It's kind of like, ugh. So it doesn't mean that it's going to taste bad. It just means that there's probably some alcohol in it, which might mean that as this ages, as it oxidizes, it'll get focused. Anyway, first toot, let's give it a shot. This is Frutia Fuji apple grape that you guys picked. And there's another one. There's another poll. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a clip from an old switched on podcast. Now, this is me and two other guys that most of you guys have never seen before, heard before. I mean, unless you've heard one of me play another clip. But anyway, it's the old podcast that I used to do back in 2005 to 2007. It was fun. It was a comedy thing. Now, what this is, let me see if this is the right one. Hold on. I hit the wrong button. Yes. So what this is we used to play a game where we play, it's almost like line by line by line, right? So one person starts, and it could be a story or whatever, and then the next person will take the next line, and then the next person will take the next line, and we make it up off the top of our heads, okay? So you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's really funny, sometimes it's a story, and it's kind of like, you ever did that with your friends where you tell a story, one person takes it, and then the next person takes it, and the next person takes it back, and you can see how you can come up with a creative idea that way. Sometimes it's really funny, sometimes it's really stupid, sometimes we laugh a lot. So here's this clip that's what it is. Okay. So I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to just sit with this for a minute while we listen to this clip. Okay. So I'm going to mute myself, and you won't be able to.
There's some cool songs on this thing.
Come on over here, cook me up some rice. Yeah, get all that gravy in the pan. I like that gravy when it's in your hair. Ketchup running down, even though you're a clown. I don't understand it, but look at my dick. So
I already lost this now.
But it sounds cool though. I don't understand it, but look at my dick. Hey, we're here, and Robbie goes, I see where you're going, but here. Put the camera on my crotch.
Right.
Stop
now.
Thinking. And get back to the midsection.
Dick.
Yeah.
Dick.
Look at my dick.
So I had this thing back when we were doing this show where it seemed like all the jokes and all the things would come down to somewhere between here and here, the midsection, right? So it was either poop related or it was, dick related. And it was just funny, it's just, and it's like, I remember doing that and thinking, like, I don't know where to go with this, so I'm just going to look at my dick, and it was just funny. And anyway, there you go. Rob, you ever seen the Flash Gordon movie from the 80s? We did an episode of VHS Voyage on it, and it was awesome. I can't stand that movie. Now, I enjoyed Brian Blessed in it, but that movie is just not for me. It's just not for me. I don't know what to tell you. It's just not for me. And it's partly because I don't like that Dino De Laurentiis produced movies where their special effects are so bad. The effects look like they were done at Chuck E. Cheese. You remember in the old days, Chuck E. Cheese, you could do the thing where you're flying like Superman. That's what it looks like. It just looks bad. And I just can't. I'm not a big Flash Gordon fan, so I apologize. And I'm sorry I didn't see that until after we already started this. But there you go. And Not Gary, welcome. You always seem to jump on these streams at the wildest times. Not Gary, I hope you're still here. Are you still here? I hope you're still here. Because I have some distressing news. I can't find extra large tall. The place that I went had so many different manufacturers of shirts, and I looked through all of them. I couldn't find an extra large tall. Now that doesn't mean that it's, doesn't mean that. It just means that I'll send you a shirt for the print. Okay, we can do that too. Or I can just buy one on Amazon and just charge you. Whatever. But that's the problem, is for whatever reason I can't, the place and they have like all the different brands you can think of. And I could not find an extra large tall. And I went and asked them, I said, do you guys have extra large tall? And they're like, no, we don't. And I'm like, son of a, and I kicked a baby goat right in the mouth because I was so upset. I mean, who knew that baby goats were at shirt places, but they were. Don't feel bad. It's the story of my life. I'm sorry. Now, this, on the other hand, is badass. This is really good. Like, really good. It tastes as good as it smells. As far as like the vapor. Again, off the nuck. Ugh. Vaporizing it, amazing. Like, amazing. It literally tastes like you mix treetop apple juice and Welch's grape juice together. That's what it tastes like. It's great. It's awesome. Fantastic. Just fantastic. I'll be vaping this weekend for sure. Really, really good. Love it. You'll see me with this setup. If you're coming to Retropalooza, you're going to see this setup right here. Awesome. So, why would you kick a baby goat? It should have been a baby. No. See, here's what I have against baby goats. You ready? They just think they're so damn cute. They think they can jump up on things, If you scare them, they'll just kind of flop over. Screw that. Nothing should be that cute. No, I said that at some point, and the reason I said it is because I was trying to think of something that was just so, like, I was so angry that I kicked a baby goat in the mouth or in the face or whatever. You're like, okay, you really had to be angry to want to kick something so cute. And that's really what it came down. Because that's what I said. I said I kicked a baby goat in the face. And I think it's a switched on clip, actually. And I said, I know they're cute as hell, but fuck it. Anyway, there you go. Sorry for the language, but it is 8:45 at night. At least here in Central Texas. Not Gary, we'll talk, okay? We'll talk. You can either send me one or I'll buy one, whatever you feel comfortable with. Because here's the thing. At the current price, I'm charging like $15 a shirt, which is not terrible. My thoughts are that buying them off of Amazon is going to be a little more expensive, but it shouldn't be that bad. And you've been such a great supporter of the Order 42 show, what we do here at the Order 42 show. I'm talking about, me and Nightbot. Of course, Nightbot's over there, holding it down. You've supported at a crazy level, and I appreciate that. So we'll figure it out, man. We'll figure it out. Get you the design, and in fact, I have the design ready. I just need the shirt. Okay, somewhere along the way, I drank something, and it's just kind of stuck in my throat. It's making me cough. Okay, so this one's down. Right now, let's look at the current vote. Apple Jacks, which was tied for first place, is tied for last place right now with 17% of the votes. Straw Watermelon is tied for last place. And coming out of nowhere, the Strawberry Apple is in first place with 67% of the vote. So here's what we're going to do. Keep on voting if you want to vote. Remember, if you don't vote today, then you don't get to vote. Funky. Everybody, say it. Funky. If you don't vote today, then you don't get to vote. Funky. Yeah, that's from Grim Green. He's one of my favorite vape YouTubers. I love that guy. He's great. I probably shouldn't do that because he should have that trademarked or all rights reserved property of Grim Green Industries or whatever. Anyway, I apologize. Don't sue me. But I have to go put my pee somewhere. Hopefully in a toilet. So if you'll give me a second, I'll be right back. Keep on voting if you want to vote. If not, no big deal. I'll be back in a minute and we'll get on with some of the old entertainment news. Be right back. Dang, y'all be quiet. I gotta say, it's awesome. Y'all did a good job on this. Holy crap. So tasty. So tasty. Yes, Ricky, yell in the chat. Actually, don't yell too much because Nightbot won't like it. Nightbot? You okay over there? You've been quiet. I know I don't always acknowledge you during the show, but you know that I appreciate you, right? I do. Little bitty tear. Little bitty tear. All right. Okay. So why don't we get into, well, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Okay, with 67% of the vote, Strawberry Apple is the winner. And you know what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to find another clip to listen to here while I do the tasting. Should I play one of the Bucho pranks?
Hi, J. please.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should. That's so weird. That's so weird. We'll play another clip, but this is going to be a recording that Bucho sent in to the Switched On show back in the day. But anyway, again, look at that. Look at that. Just beautiful. Just beautiful, right? Strawberry apple, okay? Let's give it a shot. Okay? Got to break that child thing. Child protective services. Smells interesting. I mean, see, here's the thing though. It's not as intense, but it's a very, very nice. It's not a candied, like you get like a candied watermelon, or not watermelon, a candied apple, candied banana. It almost tastes like real fruit. It doesn't taste like, it doesn't taste artificial. Oh, sorry. I should probably do this so you can see what I'm doing. That's right. You just put liquid on top so it gets all soaked up. All soaked up in the old cotton area. And then you turn this some bitch on. Okay? And you get those coils wet. Those coils like to be wet. Just dripping wet. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Vapors. Okay? Vapors are happening. Okay? Then you put the tank guy right on top. You just put it right on top. And then you screw that sumbitch down. I don't know why I'm cursing so much tonight. I mean, it's kind of PG. I said one F word. Anyway, and then you just go bleh, right? You just fill that sumbitch up all the way to the top. I don't know why am I doing that? Why am I using this voice? I don't know. Top on. Okay. 75 watts at a 0.16. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be a warm vape. And see, if Not Gary was gonna be at Retropalooza, I could just say, hey, just kind of wipe off the mouthpiece and go, hey, give that a shot. Have him try it. Okay. Hold on. You have no freaking idea how bad I'd like to get to Retropalooza someday. Hopefully you will make it, because it is a lot of fun. It is a ton of fun to just sit and talk and just sit and talk. It's fun. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hit mute, and then we're going to listen to a clip that Bucho himself from New Zealand, this guy, the world-renowned Bucho Magnanimous Extraneous Jr., sent into the Switched On show back in the around 2006, 2007 era. Let's do it. So mute. I got to mute.
Hi, place order please.
Yeah, I'll get a number 2 with LMP, please.
Number 2 with LNP.
Yep, number 2 with LMP.
Small, medium or large?
Just a medium, thanks. That'll be fine.
Thank you.
Roger.
Holy shit, dude. That's a drop.
Hi. Hey, can I ask you a question? Would you rather be a dinosaur or Lou Ferrigno? Would you rather be a dinosaur or Lou Ferrigno? You would rather not be Lou Ferrigno? See you later.
Didn't I do that once? Something like
Hi,
that.
can I get some pepper, please? Thanks. Thanks. Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Would you rather be Beyonce or Lou Ferrigno? You know, Lou Ferrigno, he played Spider-Man. Yeah, she's pretty hot, eh? Cheers.
Oh God, Lou Ferrigno played Spider-Man.
Oh shit, dude.
I asked somebody at Whataburger that thing about the dinosaur.
Bucho, everybody. A little behind the scenes trivia. I can report that the recording was made in a Wendy's drive-thru. Bucho, we love it. We love it. It was so good. And then of course there's the other one that is the one that I lost. I freaking lost my mind when we played this. Because we're basically playing these clips live as we're recording, right?
Morning.
Hi.
How are you? Man, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. I could eat a horse's soul.
580.
Can I stay today, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
It's going to be a cold winter though, I think.
Yeah.
You know how I can tell?
Yeah.
You know how I can tell it's going to be a cold winter?
No.
The squirrels. They've been picking up the green pecans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen them?
No.
You haven't seen them?
See what?
The squirrels picking up the green pecans?
Where?
We're around the pecan trees.
No. No way.
That's how you can tell it's going to be a cold winter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
The way
He's doing the kind of shit we used to do, man.
I can eat a horse's soul.
Dude, that was funny.
Great. That is the situation. Bucho later told me that I'm so hungry I could eat a horse's soul was something that I said. I completely forgot that I'd said it. Like completely forgot. So that was like new material to me, and it made me lose my mind. I thought it was so funny, it's kind of embarrassing to then go, oh yeah, I said that, but very funny. And he says the second one was in a dairy, or what I believe would be called a convenience store in the United States of America, or a lift in England. Okay, see, you're learning something new every day. But no, yeah, that was really funny. And then it's what I love is like you work. She goes, where? And you're like, in the countries. I love it. I just love that stuff. It's so funny. Okay, so Straw and Apple is also badass. I will admit that there is a it's not a flavor, but it's an element of the mix that is a little harsh on the throat. It's a little throaty, as Grim Green would say. It's a little throaty. But it's good. It's the more I vape it, the smoother it's getting, which is a good thing. Very good. Very good. And what's weird is when I blow it out my nose, I almost get like a different mixture of the flavors. Like it's a very cohesive flavor. A banana, strawberry, apple combination. Like you put all three in your mouth at the same time and you're tasting it all at the same time. But when you blow it out your nose, you get almost like the banana comes out a little more, or whatever. It's very good. So I gotta hand it to you guys. Two winners. Two winners that you guys chose tonight. The apple grape is badass. The strawberry apple, I mean, I might vape this. One of these I'm gonna bring. I mean, hell, I might bring both. What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then? Call the cops. I don't care. I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't even care. Okay. So let's get into some news real quick, shall we? Now, here's the thing. You guys know, I think you guys at this point, you know my stance on the strikes, right? The writer strike, the actor strike. A lot of people look at that and they go, well, oh yeah, all these actors, they make so much money. Well, the vast majority of actors in the business, the ones where you go, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, you don't know who that person is, but they've been in a ton of things. They do supporting work all over the place. Those actors don't make a lot of money. And what this is doing is hopefully bringing that up a little bit so they can get paid fairly. And one of the things that they've mentioned is that these streamers, the streamers are saying, well, we don't know how to calculate, we don't know how to calculate this, in order to give, the residuals back to the actors and the other people that are paid off of that sort of thing. They don't know how to calculate that. And yet, one of the biggest companies, one of the biggest studios is bragging that The Little Mermaid is among the most viewed film premiere ever on Disney Plus, with 16 million views in its first 5 days, according to Disney. I'm sorry. I thought you said you didn't know how to calculate this. If you can brag about how many views your movie is getting on your service, then you obviously know that there's something where you can start calculating. Last month, Disney reported that the premiere episode of Ahsoka tallied 14 million views in its first week. What the heck, Disney? What the heck? Excuse my language, but what the heck? Okay? What the heck is going on there? And then on top of that, I don't mean to come off as like I'm bashing Disney or anything like that. But there is some interesting stuff going on with Disney. And it is making the news. Okay? So over at the Digital Bits, which is my favorite website when it comes to, anything coming out on disc, 4K, Blu-ray, all of that. I've been visiting this site since probably 98, 99. So I love this site, and I've been a fan of this site for a long time. But the Digital Bits reports that Disney is setting a 100 film, 118 disc legacy animated film collection Blu-ray box for Walmart only. And it will retail for $1,500. Wow. So it's Walmart only. 100 discs. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. And I mean, but at the same time, if you're a fan of Disney animation, I mean, you got to be looking at that and going, man, I'd love to have that. I would love to have that. I'll be honest with you. I'm a sucker for box sets. I love box sets. I really do. I think they're the best. I love going through like a whole director's filmography or a whole series, a whole franchise, whatever. I have multiple series. I have multiple franchises that I've bought collections of. And I have many others, I should say, in my wish list, like box sets from Criterion and stuff like that. I love that stuff. But man, $1,500. And if you look kind of in the center of the screen there, in the center of that image, you can see they're kind of like books, and they sort of unfold so they can be propped up or something. I'm not exactly sure. But you can see that it's my least favorite way of putting discs in a package. What's a good... Hold on. A lot of my big box sets are like this. They're not in like regular Blu-ray packaging. They're in something like this where it opens up, right? Which is nice. But then you take out the thing and that, I mean, you're like, oh man, that is really, really nice. But then you open it up and you've got to dig the discs out of a sleeve, right? So in order to get this out, I have to touch the disc. I hate that. I'd rather just snap it out of a case. But that is how a lot of these come. And that is exactly how this one is. You've got to slide those discs out of a thing, which is kind of a bummer. In fact, a lot of mine up there. So I've got the Zatoichi Criterion set. That one is like that. I've got the Skywalker Saga. I've got the Shaw Scope. The Shaw Scopes are like that. The Nolan trilogy, or not trilogy. The Nolan collection is actually really nice. Oh crap. Get over the little hump. The Nolan trilogy is actually really nice because you open this up. It's like that. And they're in that. So these are the 4Ks. So there's Dunkirk, there's, I guess that's Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, there's Inception, there's Interstellar, and there's The Prestige. And they're all in nice cases, and they're easy to get out of there. And then you've got the Blu-rays. And the Blu-rays are the same thing. I don't even need the Blu-rays, but there you go. Same thing. Dunkirk, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, Inception, Interstellar, Prestige. And then you've got the special features in another one, right? So it's kind of, I wish that more would do it like this. I really like this set. And yeah, it's a really good one. It's a really good one. I wish more would do it that way. But there you go. Yeah. There you go. There you go. No, sir, I don't like it. Dude, I used to love Ren and Stimpy so much. So much. It's weird. It's like my teeth rake the inside of my lips, and I get these little, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's annoying. Anyway, the next thing about Disney that's kind of interesting, I don't know if Cosmo was here earlier. Did anybody see Cosmo in here? Because I believe this concerns him, because I think he was talking about this, that a lot of channels just disappeared. Disney owned channels disappeared from Charter. They settled their dispute hours before the debut of ESPN's Monday Night Football. But listen to this. This is interesting. And this could change a lot in the streaming wars. If you have Spectrum Select, the cable the cable package, you can get different packages with cable. If you have Spectrum Select, TV customers will now have free access, like unlimited free access to the Disney Plus Basic ad tier plan. And if you have Spectrum TV Select Plus, which I assume is a higher package, you will also get ESPN Plus. Dang, that is annoying. So anyway, what that means to me is that now they're going to be looking to, I would say, what do you call that when you you're basically boosting your numbers, your subscriber numbers, because if you're a Charter Select, what is it? Charter Select, Spectrum Select. If you're a Spectrum Select customer, you're now technically a Disney Plus subscription because you're getting it for free. And then if you have Spectrum TV Select Plus, you get ESPN Plus as well. Interesting. Now, does that mean that a lot of these other companies will do this with other providers? Will there be hey, if you sign up for this plan, you'll get HBO Max or Max for whatever. You'll get that for free at the ad level. Because here's the thing. Of course, this is great for Spectrum. Great for Spectrum. Because it's added value to something that's already there, right? This deal they made with Disney is just added value. From Disney's point of view, they get their subscriber numbers up, which looks better to their shareholders, blah, 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 everything's better. And on top of that, they're going to be making money off of the ads. This is American football here. That is American football, Ricky. American football. Anyway, all of the different streamers have ad plans now because a lot of them want you to sign up for the ad plan because they will make more money off of you. They're making money off of your subscription in the first place, but also they'll get the ad revenue that comes from you watching those ads. So how many of these streaming services are going to make deals like this? Because from their point of view, it's all bonus. It's all gravy to them. They get that extra number and they're getting the ad revenue on top of it. And in fact, I'm going to be really interested to see how in the future they're going to be looking at all this and saying, we really want more people to sign up for, we'd rather you pay only for the ad tier plan than say the mid-tier plan. Will they make the mid-tier plan a little more expensive to separate the two? To make more people go, oh, well, that's too expensive. I'll just go with the ad plan now. Is that their plan? Because I feel like they're going to be making a lot of money off of the ads. It's just an interesting thing. And it's something that we, I guess, kind of need to keep an eye on. So there's that. And yes, Ricky, I saw what you said. And yes, The Killers of the Flower Moon is coming out October 20th. We're just a little over a month away. The new trailer came out, I think today, and it looks awesome. And it's really, it feels strange, doesn't it? That we were I felt like we were inundated with just comic book movie after comic book movie after comic book movie. But now these movies that seem to really be, I guess, pushing forward are these rated R dramas. So you got Oppenheimer, you've got Killers of the Flower Moon, and you've got Napoleon coming out this year. And then next year you've got I wouldn't count Dune in that. But what's the other one that I was thinking of? Oh, The Killer as well as well. Looks woke. I'm not that into drama stuff, but that movie looks damn good. It really does. It really does. And Robert De Niro does look pretty great, I gotta say. But yeah, this movie looks fantastic. And you better believe that I'm going to watch it as soon as I absolutely possibly can. I want to watch that right now. If I could, I'd watch it right now and do a review on it right now. But hopefully at some point we'll get to, Order 42 will get to a point where I'll get invited to some of these. But the fact is I don't have the community, or I shouldn't say that. I don't have the subscriber base to warrant them inviting me to one of these yet. But hopefully we can get to that point, because that would be really cool. It'd be really cool to be able to say, hey, review embargo lifts on Wednesday. I'm going to release my review Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. That'd be awesome. That would be great. But I'm just not at that point yet. I'm not complaining. It's just the way it works. You know, you don't get invited to one of these unless you're somebody. And I guess I'm just not somebody yet, and that's fine. But anyway, 60 killed. I'm really interested in knowing this story because I have not heard this story. So it's going to be an interesting one. Something said Leo's best performance of his career, and they're saying that Lily Gladstone is probably a shoe-in for Best Actress. I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing it. I am. I want to see it. He looks better than he did in that show in which they youngified him. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Oklahoma Murders in the Building? Yeah, something like that. But yeah, The Killer. Oh man, The Killer. I'm looking forward to that one. There's another one though. There's another one that's coming out in 2024. Let's see. In fact, I could probably do this over here. No. Oh God, I hate. I'm seriously starting to hate Rotten Tomatoes. I hate the fact that they basically make you disable your ad blocker to view anything on their site. Okay, Joker, Deadpool 3. That's not what I was thinking though. Napoleon, of course. Yeah, The Killer. Yes. Okay, these are. I said 2024. There's something coming out in 2024 that I'm interested in. Dude, The Fall Guy. I'm looking forward to that. March 1st is when that comes out. Dune is March 15th. What was I thinking of? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But hey. Yeah, Brendan Fraser is definitely in it. I saw one of the trailers has him in it. And it's not Dances with Whales. It's not Dances with Whales, no. Now here's another one that this came from Wraith. Shortly, and yeah, Joker 2, yeah, but that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking there was something that was pushed back, and maybe I was thinking Dune, but I don't know. Oh, is it raining? Oh, it's raining. By the way, Wraith, if you're still here, remember we were talking about how hot it was, how hot it's been? Tomorrow's high is 79. The problem is we're supposed to have thunderstorms like all day. And then 82 on Friday, 85 on Saturday, 88 on Sunday, and 90 on Monday. So it's not bad. It's not terrible. Trust me, it could have been worse because it was 108 just like what? Like 3 days ago. It was crazy. It better rain or else Airwolf. I just hope Napoleon proves itself worthy of its name by being as good as the cinema classic Napoleon Dynamite. I mean, that's what we all wish right there. And yeah, if it doesn't rain, nothing can't be solved without an attack helicopter. Airwolf is going to be the joke now. That was really funny. I mean, it's funny when it happened, but it was funny to see that catch on. It was kind of funny. Yeah, it's good stuff. How many problems could just be fixed with just a simple thing like an attack helicopter? Yeah. But yeah, this is what Wraith sent me. Aquaman 2 director says it's not connected in any way to The Flash. He says the tricky thing early on was not knowing whether Aquaman would come out first or come out after The Flash, so we just had to be prepared. So it's not connected in any way. And look, I got to be honest with you. You know, Bucho loves it when I'm honest. I can't get super excited for Aquaman 2. Apparently Amber Heard is in it. Apparently how much she's in it, we don't know, but apparently she is in it. And she could be fine when she's on set, but I don't know. I just don't know what to think about all that, you know? And the fact is, I saw the first, in fact, I think we own the first Aquaman because April wanted to see it. She said, just buy it. Just buy it so everybody can watch it. Everybody in our family, you know, shared family thing on iTunes. It's kind of neat if you're an iTunes user. It is kind of cool that, you know, my dad can watch it. April's sister can watch it. April's mom can watch it. It's kind of neat. But yeah, I didn't really like it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's great. That is tasty. That is tasty. I want it to rain. F the summer heat. F it. F it, Ricky. Yeah, and I think the summer heat is done here. From what it looks like, it's not going to be above 92 for the foreseeable future. And then hopefully it'll start dropping even more. Yeah, yeah, I'm tired of summer. I'm ready for a different season because summer sucks here in Texas. So people ripped on Aquaman 1, then I saw it and it really wasn't bad. No. And yeah, I don't think it was bad. I just didn't care that much. And I was like, why is everybody going nuts about this movie? I don't know. I mean, it made $1 billion, you know, it made a lot of money, but I don't understand it. So yeah, Carbonite. Biggest DC movie was Aquaman. Got to remember they went nuts because Jason. Yeah, I mean you have to believe that there were probably a lot of women who were like, "Let's go see that," because I can handle a movie for 2.5 hours of Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is 3 times greater than Dwayne Johnson. There, I said it. I agree with that, actually. I mean, it's a good thing that Leon isn't here, but because he basically is not a fan of Jason Momoa. But I don't mind Jason as Aquaman. I don't either. I just don't care that much. I think, and it's not because, you know, it's not because Aquaman is the worst superhero or whatever, you know, like people dog on Aquaman all the time. It's not any of that. It's just that I just don't care about Aquaman. Aquaman doesn't, it's like, to me, you've got Batman is number 1. Below that is probably Wonder Woman. Just saying. Then Superman. Then Aquaman, right? So for me, as far as characters and character growth and all that, I found Wonder Woman a lot more interesting than Superman. And I like Superman more than Aquaman. So it's kind of like, yeah, I just don't really care that much. But I'll tell you what, after watching some of these animated films, Green Lantern is moving up the lists. I'll just say that. You know, Nathan Fillion has a lot to do with that. His portrayal of Green Lantern is kind of awesome. So, and I mean, it's not like I hate Aquaman. I just don't care as much. Doesn't matter now because it's all getting rebooted. True. But we'll see. I mean, Seems like there's some weird things going on. So, I don't know. Thank you, Nightbot. I appreciate that. If you want and stuff. Thank you, Nightbot. I appreciate that. My favorite is from the my favorite is from Justice League with the blonde hair and hook hand. I don't remember that. Sue Perman? Sounds like Green Lantern is now in your top 3 lanterns. I mean, it might break the top 2. To be perfectly honest and transparent with you. You know, doesn't mean I'm taking off my clothes. It means to be as emotionally transparent and as bare as my soul will ever be to you. On the internet, that is. If we met in person, things could be different. Just saying. You never know what could happen. Sparks fly, all that kind of stuff. But from this point, I would say that yes, Green Lantern is probably in my top 2 lanterns of all time. Bold, I know. I know. You don't have to tell me. I said it. I heard myself say it. My brain was working on it. I was as surprised as you were. I'll stop now because now it's just getting ridiculous. Aquaman from the Justice League animated series, blonde hair, beard, hook hand. Well, I haven't seen the hook hand yet. Spoiler alert. I don't care. It's whatever. I don't know. I was just never into Aquaman. So yeah, I don't know. Man, both of these are kick ass. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got Retropalooza coming this weekend. Again, Retropalooza and Retro Expo in North Texas. You've got Retropalooza in Arlington. You've got Retro Expo in Allen, Texas, which is like on the north. It's north. I guess it's like straight north of Dallas is where Allen is. And then you got Dallas and Fort Worth. You got, okay, to you, if you're looking at the Metroplex, right? You got Dallas here. Allen's up here. Then Dallas, Fort Worth. Arlington is right in the middle between them. And that's where Retropalooza is going to be. I don't know what's going on with my mouth. It's weird. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I'm dehydrated. Anyway, anybody else have anything to talk about? Because otherwise, I'm going to get off and get off of, turn the stream off, not get off as in anything dirty. I still have things to do for Retropalooza. I still have shirts to get ready. I still have videos to get to prep. The mouth thing is probably caused by an insect having laid eggs in your mouth. Oh gosh. Well, that's a relief. I thought it was something else. If it's just, eggs hatching and now, I'll turn off the stream and just spiders will just that would be a little creepy. We still need to talk about talking about what? What do you expect from the direct and state of play? I really don't think that way. When it comes to gaming, I keep up with it, but I don't really look forward to it because the truth of the matter is so few games hit that button for me. You know what I mean? Like games like Diablo. Okay. Games like Breath of the Wild. Okay. Every now and then I like to, bring up Shredder's Revenge. Okay. But I play so few games. Like I'll tell you this. I played the first, I'd probably say like probably like 2 hours worth of the first Final Fantasy game. Okay, I bought the bundle with all of them, right? Digitally, I didn't buy the Switch thing because I don't care about physical. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't care about that. I'd rather have it just digitally and I don't have to worry about switching out game things. Anyway, you would go viral for sure if spiders started hatching out of your mouth. I mean, I probably. Maybe looking at making that happen. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. There's just not a whole lot of games that I'm that interested in. Bucho says, you're not tempted to play Starfield and to stream it daily. Here's the thing. I tried it. I started playing it and was like, this isn't for me. It just doesn't have, and maybe it's one of those things where, you know, you have to play it. I think a lot of people were saying you have to get to like hour 5 or 6 before things start really opening up and getting really like entertaining and fun. That's fine. The problem is I have too much going on right now. I have too much going on that I can't just sit down and play 5 hours of a game. I just can't. I mean, I don't have time to come in here and stream it. It's literally like right now I just don't have the time for it. That doesn't mean that somewhere down the road I might say yeah. But and like for a while there I was playing Diablo 4 a lot. You get to that point. What's weird is you keep having to up your difficulty level because then stuff stops dropping for you. Like good equipment stops dropping. So you have to up your level. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, all this cool loot. The problem is the difficulty level goes up again. So then you're kind of like, you feel weak again. Then you get strong again, you know? So it's kind of like, oh, you're getting strong again. You're getting strong again. Okay, now I'm pretty much maxed out at this level because there's 4 levels, 4 difficulty levels, right? And once you get to a certain point, you go, okay, cool stuff isn't dropping anymore. So then you have to up the level again, and then you feel weak again because it's basically the difficulty goes from here, and then you go, oh, let's up the level. Oh, and now everything you feel weak and you keep dying, and then suddenly you catch up and you're like, okay, things are getting awesome again. Well, now I've gotten to the point where I'm on level 4, the highest level, and I'm destroying everything, and I don't really have a reason to move on with it. I think I'm at like level 79. I don't have a reason to keep playing it. So it's weird. Yeah, what difficulty level were you on, Not Gary? Because again, that's what happened to me is I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just going to make it harder because I'm just blowing through all these dungeons. But then that's what happens is you get to a point where you're like, okay, I've unlocked everything I want to unlock. Everything's maxed out. I'm still unlocking Paragon levels, but that's not that interesting. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, World Tier 4, got to it, and I just stopped getting anything decent. I got bored and just quit. That's exactly what happened to me. It's exactly what happened to me. I'm on level like 79. And every now and then I'll pop it in for like 20, 30 minutes. You know? But I'm not like super invested in going back and playing it. So it's weird. But then again, mid-October is the new season. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then there's apparently news that they're gonna release an expansion pack. So you have to pay for more game, apparently. So we'll see. Falcrow, what's going on? What is going on? Falcrow, are you coming to Retropalooza, Falcrow? Are you going to be here or not? But yeah, it's just to that point where I'm I've hit that ceiling, and now I'm kind of like, I don't think I need any more. I don't think I need to play it anymore. And again, Starfield, it's not bad at all. Like, I've seen a lot of people really dog on it. It's not bad. I just don't know if the game's for me yet. Yes, sir, you'll be there. Okay. So, question. Are you wanting a shirt? An Order 42 shirt? Do you even know about the Order 42 shirt? The reason I'm asking is I'm making shirts for Retropalooza, right? There are certain people that I've talked to that will be there, that I've already gotten their order of what they want. And there you go. If you're going to be there and you want a shirt, I'll make you a shirt so you can buy the shirt with all the monies. Like $15. It's not that expensive. But if you do, let me know. And by let me know, either Discord or I think we've talked on Discord and Twitter, right? I heard you're making shirts, and yes, I would like a shirt. Okay, let me see. Do I have you in? Okay. We've talked on Discord, have we not? Yes. Yes. Why don't you DM me on the Discord and we'll get that figured out. And then once I get through Retropalooza, right? Then I'll figure out how to, again, just because there's so many different variations of the logo and of the designs, which was probably wasn't smart. Maybe I should have just come up with one and just said, "Hey, this is the design. You want it or not?" But I wanted choice because I like choice. I like being able to choose what cool design what color and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'll have to figure that out. And it may just be, opening up a forum, in Google Forms where you pick whichever design you want. It'll email me and then I'll email you and say, "Okay, here's how we do this." You know what I mean? I don't know any other way to do it because I don't think we have the size of community to warrant getting a site made for it at this point. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And it's basically me. I'm going to be shipping it from here, making the shirts and then taking them up to the post office and sending them out. So, but yes, DM me. Thank you. And we'll get it. Cause I think, it's one of the things that, since Wraith will be here, I'm picking him up tomorrow. You guessed it, son of a bitch o'clock in the morning. And we're hanging out tomorrow for a bit at least. And then I got to come home and get some of these videos done. I got a lot to do, a lot to prep. Filming stuff and yeah, all that. But anyway, nothing that you need to worry about. Wraith, Rob, Ricky, Jim, Game Chasers, everybody at the Palooza, and Falcro. Yeah. It's going to be fun. I'll be in town in the afternoon. Tomorrow or Friday? Lots of food this weekend. Oh, Wraith, we're going to take some pictures and put them in the Discord so everybody can see. And I mean, for your Discord as well, if you want. I don't know do you guys do that over there? Oh, Friday. Okay. Well, I know, like I said, I'm going to probably be busy for some of Friday, but I'm definitely coming up there in the evening. And I'm sure that there will be things going on. I know there's a, what do you call it? Almost like a swap meet almost Friday night. I'm going to bring up my, it's Game Boy Advance and 10 Game Boy Advance games and just see if somebody wants to buy them. Yeah, swap meet. Yeah. And I think Ricky said he wanted to buy my Advance, which I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know how much they're worth or anything. So y'all don't screw me over, okay? Y'all don't freaking screw me over. I thought it said an after party. Yeah, but Friday night is prior to the thing. So how could it be an after party? Where was that? Was that on Twitter? Was that on the Twitters? The X? Look at all those special guests, man. And by the way, if you guys haven't met my Retro Life, that dude is a joy. He's a joy to be around. Great dude. Great dude. Never met the Attic Invaders. There we go. Trade night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Brought to you by, of course, Rad Junk Video Games. Man, dude, he's awesome too. Awesome. Which, by the way, I don't know if I said this before. I am going to Really Rad Weekend in Florida in November. I will be going with Billy and Jay. I assume we're going to be doing some filming, some hanging out, all that kind of stuff. So that's a thing too. I don't know who's going yet. Right, I guess we could look that up. Let's see. Really Rad Weekend. Oh, there you go. November 11th and 12th. Early bird tickets on sale now. Kelsey Lewin, Nintendo will be there. John Riggs will be there. Cool. What does that say? Extra napkins? Scott Squatch, Yoshi will be there. Retro Rick will be there. Pixel Game Squad, My Retro Life, Phoenix Resale. I'll tell you what. I've really become a fan of Phoenix Resale. I really enjoy his videos. And I mean, part of that is Riff, right? Riff does his thing too. But yeah, Yoshi, I mean, come on. This will be fun. Driving there? Yes. Yes, we will be driving there. It's going to be a thing. If I have the money, I'll buy it. Won't know how much I have until Friday. I don't remember where it was. What's a Twitter? Yeah, it's in where is it? Because I think it's going to be in a different place than it was last year. Travel, maybe. Oh. Let me get my fat head out of the way. Really Rad Weekend will be held at the Island Resort on Oskaloosa Island. Okaloosa? This is a gorgeous beachfront resort with rad amenities. Okay. Okay. Is that the same? That doesn't seem like the same. Or maybe it is the same place. It doesn't look. Maybe it is the same place. Oh, no, it is the same place. Okay. Yeah. That place was awesome. Yeah. Look at oops. Yeah. This place is great. The problem is, we got there and it was gorgeous. It was beautiful outside. And then cold front came through and it rained and it was just nasty and cold the rest of the time. So it's like we got there on I think we got there Thursday night and then it was just nasty the rest of the time. So it's kind of a bummer. Well, cool, Ricky. Look, it's no big deal. We'll figure it out. If I'm selling it for my in-laws. So it's not mine. I'm technically just going to see how much money I can get for it. I think Billy told me that some of the games are worth a little more than like your typical. So he said if you made somebody a deal like $150 for the whole thing, that'd be a deal for them and that'd probably be pretty good. I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna bring it and we'll see what happens. I guess I need to look up all the prices and stuff too. But anyway, guys, I am spent. I am shriveled away to nothing, and I need liquid. So, depending on the games, I was going to offer around that price for everything. Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know how much it's worth. And in the condition it is, I am parched. I am. But I'm also very tired. I don't know what it is. The whole, and it wasn't like a couple of weeks ago where it was like I was so tired, and it was that night for whatever reason I just could not sleep at all, and then throughout the day I kept trying to nap and I couldn't. Things kept happening, planes flying over, people knocking on the doors and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, I can't sleep. Last night was just, I just didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I woke up early this morning and then couldn't go back to sleep. So it's just a weird thing. Tonight, I'll probably be able to sleep pretty well. And then I got to get up that's right, the butt crack of dawn. At son of a bitch o'clock. Anyway, what else you got to sell? I don't think I have anything else to sell. I mean, I could probably bring some Blu-rays or DVDs that I don't have any use for anymore, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to sell them. So I don't know. Probably won't bring anything else. I'll have shirts to sell, and then I'll have whatever you call it. The Game Boy Advance and stuff. I don't really have anything else I want to sell. So, anyway, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Whether you're coming to Retropalooza, Retro Wolf, or Retro Expo, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time and stuff. Not Gary. Holy crap, not Gary. Again. Thank you, sir. Again, I don't know if it's going to come through. Is it going to come through? Is it going to come through? It'll probably come through. In fact, I got to wait. Now I got to wait. I need it to come through. You deserve it. You deserve it, not Gary, to at least have your message on screen. Come on. Come on, do the thing. Come on, do the thing. Do it. Do it. Come on, Streamlabs. I know you can work. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. It just sucks, man. I took all that time. I mean, I say took all that time. I spent time setting up alerts, and then they just don't work. What is the point of having Streamlabs if they're not going to work? I don't deserve much. It's all good. Later, everyone. Hey, again, thank you guys. Thank all of you guys for being here. You know how, I love doing this show. It's so much fun. Remember to protect your soul from the soul harvesting NHIs. Exactly. That's why you have the aluminum foil to put on your Stormtrooper helmet. It helps. Trust me. Keep your eyes on the skies and your camera at the ready at all times. This weekend is going to be a party. It's going to be great. If you test the alerts before the stream, it works. Maybe that's what I need to do. I just don't understand it. It should be working. I can see subscribers, when they subscribed. I wonder if I do that. See, I just did that. That's just somebody's, and that came through immediately. So weird. When I test them, they don't work. Oh, okay. That's so dumb. But look, again, thank you guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Tuesday or Wednesday. Because Tuesday is Ahsoka day. My Ahsoka videos are doing pretty well. So, there you go. But anyway, Wraith, see you in the morning. The rest of you guys, see you next week. Some of you I'll see on Friday night. There's too many goodbyes. Bye, guys. Okay, I guess it's not going to come through. Not Gary said, Viva la Retropalooza. Why? Why does it not work?